I just got an interesting question from Mark Edelman, and he asked, when I first started out, what was I scared of? What were my fears in starting my business? And this is interesting because I really can't think of what my fears were. I mean, I was certainly desperate and I needed a change in my life. I needed a change I needed to support my family. We needed a change in our lifestyle. We needed more income and more freedom in our life. And so I was absolutely desperate for that. But I wasn't terribly scared. I wasn't fearful when I started my business. Because like for most of us, when you start out, like what I did was I started publishing, and if you look at many of my videos, you'll see that over and over. I think we're in the publishing business, and if you're in publishing business, you need to publish. So most of us, though, when we start publishing, it's not like we're stepping on this huge stage and thousands of people are watching. You know, my first email that I sent out, that very first email newsletter I sent out, went out to 19 people, or 19 email addresses. And you know, I've told this before, one of those was my second email address, one was my wife's email address. So 17 people outside of my home got that email, and you know, they were mostly my family and friends. And I suppose they could have laughed at me and ridiculed me or whatever, but I was pretty sure they weren't going to. And you know, if you have someone that is going to laugh or ridicule you, then don't send to them and don't publish to them. You know, but most of us start on a small stage, and that's good because we can get all of our mistakes out as we grow and get better. And you know, now I'm publishing a video and thousands of people watch it. Millions of people have watched my videos, and I still know that I still screw up. I mean, I just published one recently where I screwed up. You know, it doesn't matter. It just doesn't matter. And I think the more you put it out there, the more you realize that, you know, it just doesn't matter. There's nothing to be scared of. It's all incremental. You put something out, you get better, and yeah, you make mistakes, but you just get better. And you don't make those mistakes again. So you know, this is what I'd be scared of. This is the thing to fear. The thing to fear is not having control of your situation. The thing to fear is having your job be replaced, to have your job go away, have your company go out of business, have your skill set go away. You know, I mean, you know, there's like 1 million Uber drivers out there. There are 1 million Uber drivers now. And you know what? All of them are going to get replaced because we're going to go to driverless cars. It's already starting to happen. You know, Uber's already starting to experiment with having driverless cars. And right now, their driverless cars have an Uber person in them, but you know that's just a temporary step. You know that those 1 million Uber drivers 10 years from now, or maybe it's 20 years from now, but it might be 5 years from now, they're not going to have a job. And that's happening to so many different skills in so many different industries, and the world is changing like crazy. But when you have your own business, you're in control. And it doesn't mean that your business isn't going to change and your skills aren't going to have to change. You're not going to have to invest in yourself, and you're not going to have to morph your business. But that's what I'd be scared of. I'd be scared if I was working for someone else. You know, that's the thing to fear. I'm in control. I'm in control of my business. If I see something that needs changing, I can change it. If I see that the market's going a different direction, I can change it. I've got the skills, and the world isn't going to change so quickly that I'm not going to be able to adapt my skills in my business. So yeah, it's interesting. A lot of people, they see this as having a business as this thing they worry about. And I get that. You know, I think, you know, when you start out, you're just not sure you can make it. And frankly, not every business makes it. And in fact, the vast majority don't make it. But once you have the skills as an entrepreneur to fulfill demand, to create value, then, you know, I've had my business go away. I've had to pivot. I've had to restart. But once you have those skills, you've got those skills. Whereas if you've got a job, who knows? Who knows what happens to that job? And I don't mean to be Mr. Doom and Gloom, but that's the thing to be scared of. The thing to be scared of is your job going away, your company closing, you know, the company you work for, you closing down, your skills getting replaced, being an Uber driver and all of a sudden having driverless cars take your job. That's the thing to be scared of. So I'm a big fan of controlling your destiny And that's what my business is all about for me. So I'm Jeff Walker. Wherever you're watching this, scroll down, leave a comment for me, and let's go get them this week.